Hello, I'm June Lockhart, and I'll be your guide for a special journey back to where it all began on the first annual Sci-Fi Channel Pilot Playhouse. Let's run some titles through your sci-fi memory banks. Dark Shadows, Time Tunnel, The Invaders, Planet of the Apes, The Immortal, Kolchak the Night Stalker, and Lost in Space. Now, some of you grew up with these shows. Some of you may be just discovering them for the first time here on the Sci-Fi Channel. Even today, these shows continue to spark our imaginations and evoke our sense of wonder. So over the next 2 days, we'll be watching rare pilots and first episodes from these series, and you'll see them uncut and in their entirety. Plus, we'll be joined by some of the original stars for a rare glimpse into the making of these legendary shows. Our journey begins with a series that's near and dear to my heart. What you're about to see has never been shown on TV before. The original lost pilot of Lost in Space. After it was shot, the show was revamped significantly, cast members were added, and a new episode, the one most of you are familiar with, eventually took its place. Watch closely and see if you can spot the differences. I'm June Lockhart, your guide for the Science Fiction Channel's first annual Pilot Playhouse. Now, if this episode of Lost in Space doesn't look familiar to you, that's because it was never aired before. If you've been watching closely, you may have noticed that our spaceship was originally named the Gemini 12, and Major West was a doctor. And two of my favorite characters weren't on board. But I'm really glad that the show was revamped because I can't imagine being lost in space without our trusty robot and our not-so-trusty Dr. Smith.
Indeed, madam. What, pray tell, did you mean by that remark? Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Oh, it's wonderful to see you, June. How are you?
Isn't this a jolly?
It is a jolly.
Have you
enjoying
ever seen the pilot?
No, my dear, I never go to the theater unless I am appearing in the play.
Oh, dear. You know, something that a lot of people ask me about you, and I must too. Are you English?
Oh, good heavens, no, dear child. I'm just affected.
Oh, Jonathan. You know, your character began as a kind of an evil stowaway and then sort of evolved into the lovable troublemaker that we all remember.
Yes, I was extremely lovable, I thought, if memory serves. I also made a great deal of trouble, all of which I enjoyed. But I think, if memory serves again, that I redeemed myself each time so that people wouldn't hate me too much.
Well, it's been great to see you. But as you see, it's time to get back to our rare Dr. Smithless episode of Lost in Space.
Oh, the pain.
Hi, I'm Bill Mooney. We'll be right back with Lost in Space when the Sci-Fi Channel's Pilot Playhouse continues. I've always been a big superhero comic book sci-fi fan, and the opportunity to play this guy in a superhero kind of spacesuit outfit with a laser gun and go off on all these great adventures was really exactly what had inspired me in the first place, the Superman Zorro kind of adventurous guy. And so Will was perfect for me.
I hope you enjoyed our lost pilot of Lost in Space. And remember to tune into the Sci-Fi Channel for more adventures of the Space Family Robinson. And now, set your clocks back. And I don't mean for daylight savings time. I mean way back. Because next, we plunge headlong into history with the very first episode of The Time Tunnel, as the Sci-Fi Channel's Pilot Playhouse continues.